Alright guys, so today's lesson is amending the Constitution. So we'll start off with the warm-up question. What is the Bill of Rights and what does it do? Remember guys, in the last lesson that I gave you guys, we talked about that? Remember what it protects? Does it protect us or does it protect, like, for example, the federal government? So take a second to write those down and then we'll move on to the next slide. So you guys didn't have to write this one down, so think about it. The Founding Fathers knew America would encounter new problems. They also knew they could not guess what those problems would be. So that's why they added the ability to make an amendment to the Constitution. Meaning that, like, when technology changes, like for example now that we got computers and iPads and smartphones and all that, now that we have all that, the government can adjust to it, like, adjusting to cybersecurity and things like that. So the ways to amend the Constitution. To amend simply means to alter, modify, add, or to subtract from. Amendments are additions to the Constitution, and then they are more than laws, they are protections. So they have to guarantee to protect something, whether it's someone's rights or someone's right to own something or to do something. So the Founding Fathers wanted to ensure the amendments were not BS, hence the picture on the screen. They made it difficult, but not too difficult, to amend the Constitution. So the ways to amend it is Congress can propose amendments. Every amendment has been made this way. Congress votes on an amendment, needs 2/3 of votes in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Then it goes to each state for ratification. 3/4 of the states must then approve. So difficult, but not too difficult. Now, the ways to amend the Constitution. Repealing amendments. That means take them back, reverse it. And it's only been done once. And that was the 18th Amendment, which was prohibition. So you guys will see something similar to this on episodes of The Simpsons, like where they have the beer baron and stuff like that. So that was sort of a silly example, but it shows you guys how that amendment was and why it was probably reversed. And then here's a couple of images of prohibition and how they weren't really successful. The reason why prohibition was initially implemented, and with posters like this one to help me to keep them pure, please vote against the sale of liquors, was because back then a lot of abusive husbands beat their wives. And a lot of times when they beat them, it's because they were alcoholics. But it wasn't just because they were alcoholics, they were just jerks back then, and that's what they wanted to do, which I'm not saying is right, but that's sort of what they did. There wasn't a lot of rights that protected women back then. So that's one of the reasons why prohibition was pushed. But ultimately, like I told you guys on The Simpsons, the beer baron, that one shows you guys how ineffective it actually was. And people were just smuggling beer. So then these things started popping up, to repeal the 18th Amendment. And then, like I said, prohibition dead in America. The 36th state, making it 3/4, voted to repeal, and ended up being known in history as a costly experiment. So in the 27 amendments we have now, they protect individual freedoms, expand voting rights, for example, women and African Americans, and they have expanded government's power over time by adding federal income taxes. And then guys, your closer for the day. Why is the Bill of Rights important? Go ahead and write that one down, and that's going to be it for today's lesson. Hopefully you guys all have a nice day.